my computer, and then there, and then okay, we are recording. So, good afternoon, Ingrid. My name is Claudio. Let's make a formal introduction for our listeners from the studios in Fairfax City. We're very humble and grateful that Ingrid Håvik accepted our invitation to our show. Highasakite is an indie pop and rock band originated from Norway. The band formed when vocalist and songwriter Ingrid met drummer Trond Bersu while studying jazz at the Jazz Conservatory. In 2010, after just 6 months, the duo started working on their debut album. The album is called All the Flood Will Rain and was released in 2012, and the rest is history. Ingrid, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you. It's nice to be here.
So with all that, we are here that for everybody that we live with the pandemic and so forth, how this affecting your creativity now that you can, there you cannot with the new album you cannot do that many shows and you need to stay at home, and it have changed life for everybody. How you deal with this kind of stuff?
At first, when it started, the whole country locked down, and so I couldn't send my son to kindergarten. So me and my and his father that I live with is my I don't know what to call him.
Boyfriend or whatever.
Boyfriend. Yes. We just cut the day in half, and then I could work for the first half of the day, and then he could work for the second half of the day. And so I got to do some, but at the same time it was difficult to work from home because there was a lot of sound from a 2-year-old and the neighbors, and it was just everyone was just at home, and I am normally at home by myself. Now the kindergarten is open again, so he's back there, and it's actually good for the creativity to not have anything disturbing us. So we've been recording an album, and I've written a lot of music, and it's been great for the creativity. But also I'm very nervous, and sometimes it feels like we're working towards nothing because we don't know what's coming to the end of this epidemic. When is it going to be over? And just it's difficult to plan ahead and to also live off of this.
Because as a musician, right, you make money when you're touring, right? So putting a record out there is one thing, but once you release it, you need to go on tour, and right now you cannot. So you need to sort of live out of savings that you have, or finding other creative ways to make money to pay for the bills like everybody else, right? So
and we have a great system here in Norway.
Okay.
I don't want to rub it in. But we do. So we have a lot of help from the government. Like now they're launching a new kind of solution where the artists play shows for I think it's 200 now that you can have in one room with 1 meter apart, and then the government will supply the rest of the tickets, kind of like buy the rest of the tickets, so that
I get
you don't, because it's difficult to have like a big production and just 200 people to play for, and then just to pay the whole crew and everything. It's expensive. So they want us to work and then find a way to pay us.
The balance. But it will be so you will go somewhere, or you will do the recording for one studio and then broadcast and do a broadcasting of that particular show?
No, we will play it live.
Play live.
But we didn't book anything yet because we were supposed to have a silent year this year anyway. But we were supposed to play some shows, and it's been scary, but I think we managed to pull it off because we get played on the radio, and yeah, and I feel more bad for people that aren't established musicians yet, that just released an album in February, and then the corona came and just smothered their new kind of growing career.
Right. Yeah. That's exactly what happened with Steve Jacobsen, that I'm going to be talking on Sunday. That she just released an album in August, and she won't be able to tour until later on. And were you born in a musical family? I think I heard that your mom used to sing, and
yes, my mom is a singing teacher, and a conductor for choirs.
Wow.
So it was a lot of singing while growing up. So it was a natural choice for me.
Right, that was when you were a baby, but later on, when you were the equivalent of middle school here or high school, you knew that you wanted to do that for the rest of your life? Or when you knew that, like you were 14, 15, you say, before applying to the jazz conservatory, you said, I want to do the music thing? Or
yeah, well, I went to a musical high school as well from when I was 15. I think it's just because I was so bad at school. I didn't have anything else that I was good at. So I never felt like I ever had a choice. And luckily, I like it as well. So
it turned out to be your career then.
What?
It turned out to be your career after that, right?
Yeah.
And you met Tron at the Jazz Conservatory, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, and then so you guys, when you joined the Jazz Conservatory, do you have any material? I mean, you began writing songs and stuff like that on your own, or was the first album after 6 months you guys being in the same university decided to work together? How the first album, All That Flows Will Rain, came about?
I don't really know because we were living together because Trond and I used to be a couple.
Yeah, gotcha.
And I had a difficult time just trying to start writing songs because it's a difficult thing to do when you haven't written anything before.
Yeah.
And so I felt kind of safe with him, just showing him my new sketches and trying things out with him, and not with the other bands that I played with. And I wanted, and also he was so much on tour and he was so much away from me that I wanted to start a project where we could be together so that he wouldn't be so much away from me. And so I just got some money from a kind of a scholarship funding thing and just took a chance to record an album.
Wow.
That
was in 2012. I know that for that particular album. So as I was preparing, I listened to all your stuff, Uranium, Silent Treatment. I have everything. I have a big music collection here. So I listened to every song of every album, and of course in that particular album, right? I think Indian Summer was a hit here in the United States as well, and the beat is very good. But I like, right? So that's a hit. That's great. But I'm always looking for the other stuff, and then I like from that particular album, My Soldier, and then Some of a Bitch. They are very, very good songs. I mean, even for me, my opinion, even better than Indian Summer. This is a very good album, and you were very young, and the two of you with Tron, and it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable that out of nowhere you guys put that album, you haven't released any material. You were very young, and then boom, you hit success.
Yeah, thank you.
And I know
Well,
you're very humble too. So
well, it was a lot of work. We used a lot of time on this album, and I feel like we weren't finished musicians, and I feel like we've been like growing up as we go along. And I don't know. There's some parts of that album that I feel like, I know what I tried to do, and I didn't quite get there. And yeah, so but I'm so glad that you like some of it. Yeah.
oh, I like all of it. And so that reached number 16 in the Norwegian Album Chart. At the time, you guys, when you finished that, right, and began playing the radio, so do you feel that you have enough material to, to start performance in live shows? That was 2012, 8 years ago.
No, we weren't really ready. Like, so we toured, and I feel like we're not really. I still don't think that we are quite ready. So for this upcoming album that we're working on now, we have so much planned for that new show, because I feel like I never had the chance to just dive into that live show and just make a whole world out of that show, and like a whole theatric experience. And at that time, I don't think we even had enough songs to fill up a whole hour. So we stretched out the songs a lot. And
to make it like an hour, yeah.
Yeah.
And at the time, so when you had released that, you were, I think, living at home. So you finished the school, or was a small program where you decided, well, I think I can make a living and not stay in a school with Tron, and then hire people to help us out? How did it happen in 2012?
Yeah, I didn't live at home.
No.
I went to Trondheim and lived there to study, and then we went to Oslo, and then Trond and I broke up, and then I went home for about a year and just toured from my home or my parents' house for a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and then the second album, Silent Treatment, you guys won the Pop Group of the Year, and then the equivalent of the Grammy Awards. And then I think you were nominated for Composer of the Year, Writer of the Year in 2014. That was unbelievable. 2 years after that again.
Yeah.
My God, man. That's unbelievable. That's very, very good.
Yes, it was very, very good. It was fun.
Was a lot of pressure to put a new album and tour again, and how you guys decided to
I don't
get
think
moving on the
that
road again?
I don't think that I noticed how much pressure that was until later.
Yeah.
And when Camp Echo came, and I feel like when Camp Echo came, that's when we really started playing the big venues and being like a household name. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's called that way. Yeah.
And I didn't really notice that until later, that I was kind of affected by the expectations that people had. And I have been working a lot with just that in this new album, to just push that away as much as possible and do the opposite. Like, not like, I want to make what I want without anyone like pushing me
into one particular direction, right? So
yes. So yeah, I feel like I just like, no, I don't care, but at the same time it still bites somewhere. So yeah.
It's possible for you to um, close yourself from social media and for interviews and do and be by yourself, you as an Ingrid, not you as a musician, without social media and people calling you on interviews and this and that, because now you're very famous. So your band is very famous.
Oh, I'm not very famous. The band is famous. So
Oh, you are. Well, you are.
I don't really notice that. Like, it's not very, like, there's no paparazzis in Norway, so you don't really notice that you're a famous person that much.
Yeah.
And but I hate social media. I think it's very boring.
Yeah. Same here.
So I rarely post anything, and I try to keep up but I just never take any pictures, and I just forget all the time. So it's more difficult to remember that, oh, this is my job. I need to take pictures. I need to be out there. And yeah.
For that particular album, right? Well, Lover, Where Do You Live? That's a famous, and I like also since last Wednesday, Hiroshima and God is a Banquet. As I said before, I'm always listen to the hits, right? But I'm always, for me personally, I'm always looking for new songs within an album and new artists. I'm always in the lookout for new artists, new songs, and the four that I mentioned, they're very, very, very good. I think a Lover, Where Do You Live? That became like a world success. In terms of Spotify and YouTube and all this website that you can listen to media. That's became a. Can I ask you how that song came about? In other words, when you do you like a good writer, right? Could write a book of things that are in his or her head that never happened to you, right? For you, when you write the new melodies in music, you do like an introspection and you see what happened to you, or you have the facility to write stuff up of things that never happened to you, and you're very good at making a line or a song, that kind of stuff. It's personal, that the stuff you write, or not?
Yes, I very rarely write about anyone else. I write about me, and I feel like part of my job is to like go inside myself and kind of have a rich inner life, because it's kind of my currency.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, it's my way of seeing and my way of explaining things, and kind of making a bit of a scenery or an image, a little bubble, where this is how I felt at that time, so I can always go back and visit those memories. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. They are, so it kind of, you write yourself, you put out there, writing letters, writing songs, and based on your own personal experience, kind of thing.
Yes.
Looking inside you, and then whether you broke with, I don't need to know if that was a song for, I don't know. I think you were with Tron at the time, but I don't care. I don't need to know the personal life, but it's very powerful song. I mean, it's unbelievable. As I say, I have listened to all your stuff, every single song that you have done in the last 2 days as I was preparing for this, and then like 3 or 4 songs really triggered something inside myself. It's beautiful, and I know that as a musician, and I think many people ask the same question, and your music has a big influence in people's life. You touch people in many ways, in not just in your country, but everybody that listen to your music all over the world. And I know it makes you feel uncomfortable, but because but it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I know, people, you don't have to become counseling people or become a psychologist, but people with that particular song, right? They think about things that happen to their life, whether a boyfriend or a girlfriend, or I don't have anybody or whatever, and they get very attached to that kind of stuff, to that song, to the lyrics, and it's a beautiful thing. And I know for you it's uncomfortable for what I heard, but it's a beautiful thing, though. It's a beautiful thing for those people, for the audience, for the people that listen.
It's very nice for me as well, but I've had a hard time relating to that. But I'm trying to understand it more, and I feel like I understand it more and more as time goes by. Like I can feel that perspective of it, that it touches other people and it does something to them. But at the same time, to me, it's written for me. It's written for me, and for kind of like my kind of diary throughout life, and that people listen to it and feel some kind of connection and feel something. It's great, but I couldn't have used that as my only inspiration. Like it's that perspective isn't motivating enough for me,
Yeah. You I know you did it for yourself, but it so happened that it's so powerful that a lot of people get attached to that kind of stuff.
That's very, very nice of you to say.
Oh, I mean that, and I'm quite sure a lot of people have asked you the same question all over again, and you don't know how to react to stuff. But I'm telling you, it's beautiful. It's great. It's great that you have. It's great that things happen to you, so you could write about it, because that was your own personal life, and you wrote in your diary, and from there it became a song, right? But if that didn't happen, right, to you, you wouldn't have written that song. That's in a way, it's good that things happen to people in many ways. That could.
Yeah, things happen all the time.
Yeah, so most of the inspiration come when you're writing your music. It comes from your own, as you mentioned, for personal experiences and that sort of thing.
What? I'm sorry.
Where does the inspiration come from when you write the new music?
Well, it comes from other music, mostly, like other movies and series, and the music that is set to those movies and series, and other artists and pictures, and just everything that you can just put into this space, and then it comes out somehow.
You would always are, when you are doing something else in the kitchen or talking to your son or whatever, you always have like a pen and pencil when you write in lines, or
No.
Or no? Or when you're driving a car, an idea came to you, or no? It doesn't work that way?
Very, very seldom, very, very rarely that happens. I have a piano here.
Yeah.
I send my kid off to kindergarten, and my boyfriend goes to work, and then I'm alone, and then I work. And when it's over, it's mostly over. I don't go around like having music in me all the time.
Really? Yeah.
I turn it off.
Oh, gotcha. And then okay. Man, your language is very difficult.
My language,
Yeah,
Norwegian.
yeah, very
Yeah.
difficult to pronounce. Yeah.
Okay.
I look of I was looking for interviews and videos that they did about you on YouTube, and I saw one that Christine Danke.
Yeah.
I how you pronounce her last Danke?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And then what? Obviously, I didn't understand, but there is another guy who ended up translated that in English, and I understood that. And if that, I'm glad that was in English because it's um, I could understand that. That was a beautiful video. That very very well made. I think it was broadcast on television as well, right? That
Yes. That hike program.
yeah,
Yeah.
like HAIK, right?
A hike.
Yeah, yeah. It was it it will very well put together, and I listened to that particular video like 3 times or so because it has
The concert in the end.
yeah. So what's happened? They in YouTube there is the whole concert, right?
Mm.
And then there is another video where it has only a couple of songs from the concert, and it's when Christine picked you up, and then you everything happened, and then it's very very well put together. It's
It was great fun
like
to be on that show.
huh?
It was a lot of fun to be on that show.
Yeah, it was very 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 good, very good. Then your third album, Camp Echo, was released in 2016, and then for that album, someone will get it, and then into 16, and then Spotify, YouTube, and then you guys became the whole band and yourself world famous.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I would say that we became world famous, but we got to tour around the world.
Yeah.
And we still do tour some, or not now in the Corona thing, but yeah, we tour.
Any plan to play in South America at all? Have you played there?
I would love to do that, but I don't think we've had the opportunity yet. I would like to go, everywhere. Anywhere would be fine. In South America.
Brazil, Argentina, Chile, and
yes,
people like the music.
Brazil and Mexico would be really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Down there, I like the song that I like it where my name is Liar and someone who will get it and God don't leave me, and those are very beautiful songs, man, and they're very personal songs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I always listen to the lyrics, and it's they're beautiful. They're beautiful. So man, you guys are pretty good music. And then what happened with if you don't mind telling me, when after Camp Echo, where all the other 3 band members left the band? Well, Christopher, Marty, and then I don't know how to pronounce Oystein.
Yes.
So after that album, the 3 of them left?
Yes.
After
yes.
Camp Echo? Why? What happened? Did the 3 of them left for different reasons, or?
No, it was just that we didn't feel like the musical connection wasn't really there.
Okay.
So on Silent Treatment and Camp Echo, we had a producer that was really great, and but when he wasn't present, we didn't really work together that well. Like we had 2 different what do you call it, references and 2 different just musical language.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
So they were like constantly being kind of held out of the process on those two albums, which made them mad. But I didn't want them to influence it that much either, because we weren't on the same track. And so when we weren't working with that producer for the next album, I felt like we're not going to be able to make something good, the five of us.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, we just had to go our separate ways.
But that was kind of the producer wanted to take that particular album into a particular direction, and John and yourself felt that the other three members were not contributing that much toward that particular effort. That's what you mean? Or was the
well, they were kind of like, I felt like I like spent years writing those songs, so I had like a vision on how it was supposed to sound, and then the producer worked towards that goal.
Yeah.
And the other three members were a bit more like, well, we want to contribute with our vision, and that wasn't really
a match.
That was just not what I wanted. I just wanted to work towards that goal with the producer and with Trond, that also were like kind of with that kind of way of thinking, that this was my vision, and we would try to figure out how to make it sound like that.
Yeah. Do you write most of the song are yourself, or Tron also contribute to the lyrics, or Tron only contribute to the piano, the keyboard, that kind of thing, or he help in the arrangement?
Well, Tron contributes to the producing now on these two last albums. The one that we are working on now, he's a producer with another producer called Kristoffer Vestrheim, which is also in the band, like playing live. But before we go into the studio, I sit here on my piano and write the songs finished, and then we go into the studio and just start working on getting the right sounds and making it sound good, because my sketches are very, very raw.
And then, so when you guys did Iranian Heart, there were the two of you with Tron, and then you hire, I think, 2 or 3 people, right, to contribute to the album, right? And then it was easy for you guys, for yourself and Tron, find new musicians that will follow the idea where Iranian Heart need to go and that kind of stuff, or?
No, I just wrote the music, and then we went into the studio together, and it was kind of like a bedroom record. We didn't have a studio right then. At that time, we like rented a studio a few times, but a lot of times we just sat in Tron's bedroom and made that record.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Really? I didn't. Yeah. Wow. I like Mexico, and then Hail of Bullets, Egomaniac, and Stick With You. So that's beautiful song there. And then you have, again, many hits in Europe, and then in the UK too, and in United States, and then again in February this year, you guys were nominated, Pop Group of the Year, which is equivalent of the Grammy Award here in the United States, and I think you need to wait for the ceremony to accept that award, that kind of stuff. Yeah. So if you looking back in your life, what kind of music do you like?